and gentlemen, welcome to the least requested, least demanded, and the least downloaded wrestling podcast, PCW. This could be a long podcast, so strap in and shut up and don't be a little bitch about it.
To the masters. Ruthless aggression.
Hey, it's your host, Semi-Dry Chicken. And I'm not alone today because I can't do this alone. No, I always like to have a three-man commentary booth, or more. So, like always, I'm bringing back, sorry, Dre. But it's going to be a little different how I'm bringing these guys back. A little intro, a little entrance, if you will.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And for the first time, for his first episode of PCW, a close friend of mine, David.
Step up, bring it. Yes, sir. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wheels licked. Somebody gon' get their...
Yes, you do. What's happening, party people?
Hey. So, as you can tell, I got a soundboard over between our last episode. It was actually donated to the podcast by a listener. So I'd like to thank Scott Snyder for donating the soundboard.
Ooh, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, thank you very, very much, because this is really going to help with a lot of things, even if, it's got so many other things I could put on here. It makes a lot of things easier. Now you guys can hear it, not just me. Makes my editing a hell of a lot easier and more fun. But,
Yeah, way to go, Scott. You the real MVP.
Yes, sir. Scott's the man.
yeah, he's helped me with a lot of audio and sound quality stuff on the side. Countless times he's had to hear me say, can you hear this? Can you hear this? Can you hear me now? How do I sound? So, and also, speaking of sound, it is in the 90s here, so I have my air conditioner on. It is on the farthest side of the room, so please excuse the humming if you do hear it. If you don't, then thank you. You're lucky. I really don't want to have to turn it off, because I've been spending my whole day outside sweating, and I've been looking forward to the AC all day.
Oh, yeah.
Today's we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna be going through some of the WWE Hell in a Cell 2022 predictions. The Hell in a Cell is going to be out next week, June 5th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, June 5th.
Yeah.
And we got some news. We got some possible rumors. We're just gonna shoot the shit today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Dave, is this your first podcast you're on, or you've been on one before?
Yes. My first podcast.
Oh man, so
I had to do it for my boy Dry Chicken.
so we're popping the cherry.
Oh yeah, popping my cherry today.
All right, man.
Should be a good
awesome.
one. Should be a good one.
Yeah, and Dre's been like my...
Be gentle.
Yeah, Dre's been like my left-hand man, because Jake's my right-hand man. Without one of these two guys, I can't do this podcast. I need one of the two.
Gotcha.
These are my guys. These are the guys. We make the commentary booth. We always we can always throw a third guy in there,
Yeah, that's always good.
So, Dave, what are you watching current wrestling right now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I actually just finished watching Raw today.
Yeah.
As you know, I have to always usually watch it the next day since I work so early in the morning.
Right.
So I usually watch it on Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Get that over with. I watched the AEW pay-per-view this weekend too, which was awesome. You know, but I do need to catch up on my NXT though, to be honest.
NXT, the current 2.0.
Yeah.
I
Need to
don't
catch up
know.
on it, man.
I don't know, Dre. Is there anything there, Dre, worth watching right now on NXT 2.0? I don't think so.
Nothing that I'm really aware of. I haven't heard anything.
I know.
Anything noteworthy. Nothing's really come across my radar.
Yeah.
And the things that
The
are
only
interesting,
name
they
I
can.
keep hearing is Nikita Lyons, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only really nugget of news that's come out is her recent injury and her lightened up Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, huh?
I believe, isn't Roderick Strong also out with an ankle injury? I think. I'm not quite sure.
I didn't think about that.
When you get like some of those, bigger stars for the ones that stand out in NXT, and those are the guys that are on the injured roster, you're in some trouble. I mean, I've been seeing a little bit of the women's division that I don't watch it because I can't anymore. I just can't. I did see an Instagram clip of Mandy Rose getting knocked out with a pillowcase full of inflatable balls, and I was like, "What has happened to that title?
Serious?
Why is this girl in like a onesie? What is going on with?" Sports entertainment. I keep forgetting it's sports entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Sports entertainment. We've seen, honestly, bro. We've seen crazier. We've seen crazier in WWE.
That is true.
2 years. Yeah. We've seen so much crazier in WWE. It's some things that you have to go back and think, and I'm just like, oh wow, that really did happen. And I was young back then.
Yeah.
So I think we just forget about those things, but
you know what I think?
A lot of people take the entertainment part out of it these days, So
yeah, but there's a difference between crazy good and crazy bad.
Exactly, you're right about that. You are right about that.
Yeah, things can be crazy and it's crazy and memorable. Like
yes,
you be like, okay, that was off the chain, that was wild, I didn't see that coming. And then there's what the fuck crazy, like why is that? Why did that even happen?
Right. Like when Doink the Clown first came, I mean, I was like, "What the heck's going on here?" And then it didn't, but it was a good crazy. He wound up being a good crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doink the Clown, crazy good.
Yep.
Exactly. Gooker, crazy bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mentioned last podcast, our last episode? I was mentioning. We're going to soon get into episode 10, and hopefully we can just keep this podcast going, but we got to get some reviews in. And I thought I might have a review. Let's check. Let's see. Maybe we have a bunch of them. Maybe we have a stack. Oh no, I guess nobody sent anything in. Ah, crap. That's embarrassing.
Sorry,
soon,
bro.
soon.
Baby steps, bro. We'll get
baby steps. We'll get there. We're no pop culture leftovers or anything like that, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We're not like those
just
big.
Just gotta broaden the horizon.
Podcasts. Yeah. Dre, I heard. There's a rumor that you got called up to the main roster on PCL. And you put on an episode.
Yeah, I was actually a guest on to record the most recent episode. And, it was fun.
Yeah, I saw it was a very long episode, so I can kind of see why they're taking a week off. I probably have like maybe 45 minutes left in it, and it's what is today? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I blow through those podcasts pretty quickly, those episodes, and because that's all I do. I just listen to podcasts all day, and sometimes I go back and listen to ours. Go back to like an older episode or something, trying to see how the quality has changed, and now we can say from here on out it's changed, and get a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe get some some reviews, so I don't have to go to the review section every time, and it's just nothing.
They get rolled.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's nothing.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes, sir. But we'll get there. But
Definitely.
all right. Well, let's kick off this predictions here. You know, now this is as of Tuesday, so there could be more matches added that we're not going to know about. You know, we've seen it before. Like, I went and listened back to our night one of our WrestleMania prediction, and by the time WrestleMania came, there were like a handful of extra matches we didn't even talk about. So
Yeah.
it could change, and we still have SmackDown. But you know, how do you guys feel? I think the first match they're gonna have to open the show is gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins in a Hell in a Cell. This is gonna be their third match. Now, we've seen Cody beat Seth twice already. Are you guys still hungry for Dre? Are you still hungry for a third match out of this? You know, this rivalry.
Honestly, not really. I can't really sit. Excuse me. I can't really sit here and say that, like, oh man, I can't wait to see what they're going to do this time around. But at the same time, I'll give them credit for at least throwing another wrinkle into it, making it a Hell in a Cell match. I don't know if we want to do predictions now on each match, but
No, go ahead. Yeah, who do you predict is going to go on this?
My prediction on this one is Seth Rollins is going to get the win. There's no way that they're going to have. There's no way they're going to have Cody beat this man 3 times in a row. That would just. I don't care how popular Seth Rollins is and how good he is in the ring. That man loses 3 straight matches to the same guy.
I love Seth.
That is a burial to a certain extent. Not to say that the WWE would actively bury Seth Rollins. I'm just talking about his credibility as a top tier star.
Yeah,
you can't take 3 straight L's. So my money is on him winning this match in the Hell in a Cell, and he'll gloat about it, and then they'll go their separate ways. Damn. And who knows? Maybe they've managed to make each match so far a little bit different and better than I would say better. They've been different from the predecessors, so at the very least, the match won't suck, and they should find interesting ways to use the cage and deliver something different from what we got at WrestleMania and WrestleMania Backlash. And if I was money on it, honestly, I would think this would be the main event of the pay-per-view, given that there aren't any given that the WWE title isn't on the line.
Yeah, that's true.
And this probably has the most high-profile stars in it. Right. I'd be surprised if they started off the pay-per-view with this, because that would be nothing but downhill. I would think this would be the main event.
Me too.
Yeah.
Dave, how do you... I mean, we both like Cody Rhodes right now. He's fucking... he's hot right now.
He's hot.
You know what I mean?
Hot right now.
I mean, do you think they're overexposing him right now? Because I feel like some people are getting a little bit of that. Like, the entrance is awesome. The pyro is awesome. Cody Rhodes being there, awesome.
Yeah, of course.
But are we getting... Should we kind of dial it back a little with Cody Rhodes? Maybe less is more?
I mean, I don't think so, because we all know how Vince thinks, and you got to think right now, he doesn't have his golden goose. He doesn't have Roman. And it's going to be like that all year, from what I hear. He's going to be taking some time off, so he needs that heat. He needs that hotness on somebody else, a new baby face. And I think right now he's trying to get comfortable with Cody. You know what I mean? So like that promo, the promo that Cody and Seth did on Monday Night Raw, I thought it was great, and I thought it kind of like set a little extra fire under there for this match, because of them going at each other's throats. Yeah. This past time, and Cody just giving up the good boy face, and just like, going out there and wanting to tear Seth apart. I think that was good right there. That had me for a little bit. I was into that. I was in that, especially when Seth talked. Like, Seth killed it. He killed Cody he killed Cody in that promo, honestly. You know what I mean? But it was but it was more about putting heat on Rollins, but still letting everybody know that he's still the man. He was here when Cody ran away, and he was on AEW trying to take everything away from him. He felt that right there. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is serious right now. So I mean, I kind of think that Cody's still going to win because I think they're trying to push Cody hard right now. But yeah, I don't see him like the outcome is what I don't know. I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Like, I don't know how this match is going to go because it's Hell in a Cell. Anything can happen in this match right now. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
it's rough. But
who do you think is going to go over?
I'm feeling it right now. I think it's going. I think Cody's going to. I think Cody's going to still go over. I think Seth is going to put Cody over because he knows that he's hot.
See, I like this. I mean? Little different opinions here because I don't know because I'm thinking Rollins is going to get it because here's why. I mean, what's Rollins get out of this if he puts Cody over again for the third time in a row? Like Dre, like you said, he can't take this like 3 L's in a row. Like I think a Hell in a Cell is enough to kind of elevate from those 2 losses. And at the end of the day, when this feud is finally over, these guys are still going to be, up there. It's not like it's going to damage either of them. But I think like, if Seth takes this L, yeah. But I mean, if Seth wins this, it's not going to damage Cody. Cody already got to 2 wins. So.
I just don't think you could damage Rollins though.
You don't think you can?
I really don't think you could damage Rollins. Rollins been through a lot, bro. He's been through a lot, and he's always come back strong. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that can come back strong, make you believe him, and just fall in love with him again. You know what I mean? He has that it factor. So
I was not a fan of the Messiah. I mean, like we just had not too long ago version of it. It felt kind of stale.
It felt kind of stale. You see, you had to change it up. But you just never know. People are the wrestling fans are no. It's more fickle. Remember how Daniel Bryan was saying, he went through the whole fickle thing with the fans. Yeah, it was true. They love you today, they hate you tomorrow. You know what I mean?
You guys think we're gonna see a broken table? We're gonna see somebody go through a table off the side of the cell, maybe? You think that's a big spot they might want to do?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping something big happens. Something big.
I don't know if somebody would go up to. If so, maybe it depends on how high up. Like, I'm not seeing anybody going up from high up on the cage through a table. No, but maybe like midway or something of that nature. Because Hell in a Cell isn't necessarily about escaping. That one's just so there isn't really much reason, even though it happens all the time. Obviously, somebody's going to climb the cage and there's going to be some stuff, but there's not like it's not like a standard steel cage match where you have a reason to climb it to escape. Hell in a Cell, you're in there.
Yeah, this could be one that these guys just don't get out. I mean, we've had those matches, believe it or not, where they actually don't get out.
Where they stay in the cage and just duke it out. So I could see something like that, but at the same time, Cody and Seth are high flyers, do have high flying moves in their arsenal. So obviously, we'll get some spots in the match.
We'll either
but
get
whether
the
table gets involved in it, I don't know because I don't know if they want to overuse that at this pay per view. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get a table spot somewhere else on the card.
Yeah,
probably.
But all right.
So I can see that happening.
Moving on here, now we're going to be having the Raw Women's Championship in a triple threat. Bianca Belair as the champion. She will defend her title against the returning Asuka. And somehow Becky Lynch wiggled her way into a triple threat. So I was not happy about it becoming a triple threat, believe it or not. Like, I actually do like triple threat matches. because
Oh yeah.
I mean, even like when it comes down to us playing it in a video game, like with three friends, you just have that one guy who's constantly breaking up your pins. You know, like you always have that one person behind you. There's short alliances, you know, that don't, you know, that end at some point. They always end. They never really last long in any match in a triple threat. But yeah, like I mean, these are all three really good women wrestlers. So I'm sure we're gonna get a really good show. But at the end of the night, Bianca Belair is gonna walk out champion again. That's how I see it. That's kind of how I want it. Becky doesn't need it, and it's too soon for Asuka to be putting the strap on her. And the fact that Bianca just got it, I mean, not just got it, but it feels like she recently got it. I mean, so why? I think it's too soon to take it off of her.
I mean, I could see that too. You know, but you know how they are too. That, you know, sometimes we will be thinking that way, and then Vince will just be thinking, I want to go this way. You know what I mean? So, but for Asuka, I mean, I don't think it's ever too soon to put the belt on Asuka. You know what I mean? She can run with it. I think she's like the best in ring woman performer in WWE. To be honest, you know what I mean? When it comes to wrestling, so and with she don't even have to talk. She only have to speak English to be entertaining, you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, as
can't
of
really
late,
go wrong with her.
The past few weeks, she's been doing this Becky's a crybaby thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was like, I don't think this isn't the serious Asuka, the serious championship hungry Asuka that we normally see.
Nah.
And I think Bianca Belair is doing a great job as champion, and I think she's gonna honestly. If she were to lose it, it would be closer to SummerSlam. Dre, what do you think? Because I know you're a big Bianca Belair fan.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's well established on this podcast that I am a Bianca Belair stan. She's my favorite competitor on the roster, period, right now.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm in agreement with y'all. I don't see her dropping the title at this pay-per-view for all the reasons that's already been said, and because of all those reasons, I think this match was a mistake in the first place. Like, the original plan, as I understood it, was supposed to be Asuka and Becky Lynch get into a feud. Yeah. And somehow Bianca Belair got dragged into it, and it's now become a triple threat title match. And to me, that was just a mistake in booking. There was no reason for that to happen, because it's not a good look for Asuka. I mean, for Bianca Belair to drop the title so quickly after WrestleMania, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for Asuka to come back and immediately win the title like that again. That would be shades of SummerSlam last year when they screwed over Bianca Belair, when Becky Lynch came back and immediately won the title.
Oh, tell me about that.
So I mean, if they did that to her again this time with Asuka, that's a bad look. Becky Lynch doesn't need the title, because clearly shown she doesn't need the title to be a top star on the brand and to hold her own. So I'm not saying that Bianca Belair needs it either, but it just, nothing about this match points towards anything other than Bianca Belair walking out with the title, unless Vince McMahon gets a stray hair up his ass and decides to do something different for for an inexplicable reason.
And
Vin Man might be listening to our podcast.
What Dre is saying, what Dre is saying is right. Yeah, like, I feel you're really right on that point, because Becky has kind of cemented her legacy with being the man. You know what I mean? So she has that it factor, and like Bianca Belair, I think she still has a lot of time to go, you know, to cement her legacy. You know what I mean? So Becky really doesn't have anything to worry about. Neither does Asuka, really. You know.
Right.
Now Bianca winning this match helps solidify her even further as the champion.
Oh, right. Exactly. Yep. You're right about that.
The only one who really stands to lose something by losing this match really is Bianca Belair, because all the progress that she gained by beating Becky Lynch at WrestleMania and becoming a champion all that work and all that progress that her character has made almost gets washed away if she drops the title 2 months later.
Right.
She needs an extended title run with quality wins to help solidify her as a strong, dominant champion.
And you mind if I say another extra prediction? I think we're going to see Bayley really soon, and I think Bayley has unfinished business with Bianca Belair. So I honestly think that's going to be her next big feud, especially with Sasha and Naomi not in the mix.
That could
anywhere
be,
in there.
Be
Charlotte's not around.
For SummerSlam, it'd be fresh.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Like that's what
Bayley
we need
coming back
for SummerSlam.
Oh man,
I don't want to see any kind of I don't want to see anything we saw at WrestleMania. I don't want to see anything we saw at WrestleMania Backlash, which was WrestleMania 2. I don't. I want to see some fresh stuff, and Bayley being thrown in there, definitely fresh.
Yep. Yeah,
Bayley is a true heel. She'll be that true heel for Bianca Belair.
Yeah, but that also assumes that Bayley comes back to Raw and doesn't end up going to SmackDown, because right now, SmackDown could probably use her more than Raw can.
You're right.
Raw has a strong women's division.
All right.
Plenty. SmackDown is struggling with basically nothing but Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. I know they've recently started building up they're trying to build up some new stars, but they could use somebody like Bayley on SmackDown, definitely.
But they are talking a lot about ending the brand split too, though.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that later in news and rumors. But yeah, I have some stuff about the brand splits coming up, which could end a lot of problems, but also cause a lot more.
Yeah.
Moving on here, let's move on to the next match. Again, we're gonna see Bobby Lashley versus Omos with MVP. So we're gonna see a 2-on-1 handicap. I could really care less now about this match. I've seen Lashley versus MVP. I've seen Lashley versus Omos, and now we're gonna believe that now he needs 2 of them to beat him. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it need MVP and Lashley to beat Omos? Not.
Who are they building?
I don't.
Right.
Who are they building in this match? That's what I want to know. Who is the build for? Is it for Omos, or is it to keep making Bobby Lashley look unstoppable? Because we already know, Bobby Lashley is an unbreakable force. But are we building Omos now? That's what I want to know. I just don't get it.
This is one of those matches where nobody wins.
Yeah,
really, right? Exactly.
Whoever loses this match gets hurt. If Bobby Lashley loses again, he gets knocked down a peg. Yeah, and Omos gets built up. If Omos loses to Lashley, then Omos' whole mystique of being this monster heel gets thrown away. Even if it is to somebody like Lashley, who is a monster in his own right, if he loses repeatedly to Lashley, then he gets knocked down a peg. So I don't understand the point of continuing this feud. It doesn't benefit either one. Somebody is going to suffer at the end of this feud, and that's generally what you don't want in a feud. You want unless you're really trying to bury somebody, but usually you don't want one of your competitors or one of your superstars to really, or one of your top superstars to really end up hurt by losing out in a feud. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah, just think it would have been so much better if they would have added Omos with Lashley and MVP. They could have helped Omos being with them.
You know what I mean? And they started on the hurt.
They could have took over Omos and Lashley. Come on, they could have took over, bro.
Yeah. When they broke up the Hurt Business, do you want to know how I felt? I have the perfect sound bite for this.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
That's pretty much how I felt.
That's how everybody felt, man.
That's how everybody feels. Because
we've talked about it on this podcast before, and we don't need to go back down that road again, but man, that is one of the worst decisions they ever made.
Yeah. It really was.
And then just to rub some dirt in it, they like to keep the Hurt Business fucking shirts out there, still going for sale.
And they're I think they're paying for it right now on Raw.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that? How I know you guys watched the interview with Vince McMahon when he was on Pat McAfee show.
Yeah,
and he basically said that. Vince McMahon, he was saying that sometimes they, he'll make a storyline or make something and it won't be what he thought. You know what I mean? And I think this is one of them where Vince just screwed up. You know what I mean? And I don't know where they're going to go from here with this. I honestly don't know.
They should have ended it maybe at Backlash, maybe even before that. WrestleMania just ended this feud after it was over. On, keep these guys separate.
Backlash should have been the end of it. Send those two off in separate directions.
Yeah,
exactly.
Go back to having Owens just squashing guys. I don't care if they're jobbers. Just have them just start squashing guys, and have somebody for Bobby Lashley to just run through, run through guys as well. I don't know. It's just pisses me off.
It could have been. It just could have been a year of the factions. You know what I mean?
It could have been. They had enough people on the roster to do factions, but it seems like they went in the opposite direction. And that, as we've seen, it's affected the roster entirely because it looks like we're always getting the same handful of people on each pay-per-views. You put all these names in a hat and they're going to be at the next pay-per-view. Except this one, the next match, we are getting Ezekiel, not Elias, his younger brother Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. And just a regular singles match. Honestly, as stupid as this feud is, right? I love it. Yeah.
But it's stupid good, right?
Yeah, because Kevin Owens makes it great every week.
Oh man, I love Kevin Owens.
I just love Kevin Owens, and he just every week him just screaming no, that's not. You guys are lying. He's a liar. I love it. Kevin Owens has been elevating
Kevin Owens.
Ezekiel's character, I think, pretty well. Even though Ezekiel looks like a Wish.com version of the Ultimate Warrior, almost I really miss old Elias's gimmick, as the Drifter. I know these wrestlers, they have to evolve. Their character has to evolve, but I don't know. I just felt like there was a missed opportunity to have maybe Elias and Rick Boogs together, maybe in a faction with Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know. Maybe that's another missed opportunity of another stable we could have had. But I don't know. Maybe I see Ezekiel getting a roll up kind of deal here and getting the one up on Kevin's. I don't think we're gonna see him beat Kevin's clean. I think it's gonna be gonna be a roll up.
Yeah, I mean, with Kevin is good at getting people over, though. That's one thing I can say about Owens. He'll get you over if you want. If
what did Kevin have last pay-per-view? Because now we're coming off of him going against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, do you think between now and the summer, Kevin just eats a few L's because he can take it after such a massive W? And Kevin can put over a bunch of guys. This would be big for Ezekiel.
Oh yeah.
What massive W?
What's that?
After what massive W? What big win has Kevin Owens had recently?
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh man. I'm totally forgetting. Yeah, that's right. He lost that match. That's right.
Yeah. But the thing is,
I'm a fool.
I think a similarity between that match and this one is the fact that Kevin Owens can lose and it doesn't hurt him. Just like him losing it to Stone Cold. Everybody knew that was going to happen because it's pure. That was a pure entertainment thing.
Exactly. That's how I guess I must have even thought of it then. He lost, and I still didn't take it as him getting hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it was just a pure entertainment spectacle. It wasn't meant to be an actual real match that has implications on somebody standing within the roster or anything of that nature. And with this one, Kevin Owens can lose to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel isn't a significant enough superstar to where Kevin Owens losing really hurts him. I don't know if that really makes sense, but
No, I understand what you're saying.
like Ezekiel gets built up, and Kevin Owens has enough stature that he can take a loss to Ezekiel and still move on to whatever the next thing is.
Yep. Because Kevin Owens has the full package. Kevin Owens can lose 5 matches, be entertaining all week, and you won't even remember about the 5 matches he lost because he's so entertaining. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you care about with him. You just want to see him on TV. You know, whether he wins or loses, you want to see him on TV because he's just a man when it comes to that. You know, and that's a lot of and that's one thing. That's one of the things that a lot of them today don't have. They can wrestle their behinds off, but they can't. They don't have that other part, that entertainment factor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That just keeps you glued to the TV, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see this person next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. But Kevin Owens, I can't wait to see him. I don't care if he lost. I don't care if he loses to Ezekiel. I'm still going to want to see Kevin Owens more than I want to see Ezekiel next week. You know?
Right, and I totally agree. And because of that reason, part of me wants Kevin Owens to win this match because this Ezekiel thing it makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
They repackaged the guy for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
He's just out there, just a guy. He's just a guy on the roster who, if it wasn't for the fact that he used to be Elias, he would be just a guy. He would be a nobody on the roster.
Yeah.
And right now, that's the only gimmick that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the quote younger brother of Elias, and like he's been doing this for what 2 months now. He still doesn't even have a finishing move yet.
I know. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be a roll up because I'm sitting here thinking like he needs this win, but I'm trying to think like what's his finisher.
He still doesn't have one.
Guys, you know what? I honestly think in this match, Ezekiel is going to play all types of mind games with Kevin Owens. And I guarantee, you know what would be great if he does the elbow, Elias's elbow, off the top at the end of the match. That would be great if he plays with Kevin Owens' head. You know what I mean? And he's like, you know what, Kevin?
Maybe
I am
like
Elias.
A little, Elias's taunts
I've been
or
messing-
something.
That would be an interesting wrinkle. Though.
That would be,
that would actually make some sense and work. Like if is like I don't remember too much about Elias and how he wrestled, but if Elias had a completely distinct, different wrestling style from what Ezekiel does, it would be a nice wrinkle if he switched up like mid match.
Yep.
Like he's wrestling like how Ezekiel normally wrestles, and then mid match he switches up and starts wrestling the way Elias always wrestles.
Yep. That would be crazy, man.
Yeah, that would be an interesting and make this feud actually, make it interesting.
Yeah,
right now it's just
that's it. Just make it interesting. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, and with Kevin Owens, in the driver's seat, it seems like I think Ezekiel's in pretty good hands with this feud. So, this next match, we got Austin Theory. Oh wait, I'm sorry, just Theory.
Just Theory, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want Vince calling you, man.
Oh god. But so we have Theory, the United States champion, versus Mustafa Ali. Now, I watched. Was it? It had to be. Yeah, yesterday. I think I caught like bits and pieces of it, but I believe Theory was just. I guess he got the jump on Ali, and he just beat him. Like I saw him take a pretty good beating.
Oh my goodness, bro!
And
he basically,
I was just like, wait, hold on.
He's already dead.
Yeah, but I see a point where, unfortunately, the mid-card titles might merge. So I don't know how much longer we're going to have Theory as United States champion. I mean, we see him every week on TV. He was at the last 2 pay-per-views. I mean, like him or not, he's putting the United States title on TV and it's getting defended.
Oh yeah.
We sometimes when these titles these secondary titles get put on, you know, let's say Intercontinental title on Shinsuke Nakamura, for example, doesn't defend it maybe 6 months out of the year. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you may not like Theory, but hey, at least he's doing something with that title. So, like we said when we reviewed the WrestleMania, that how this guy is getting groomed, you know, and I think Ali is going to be a nice little clean win for him. So
Yeah, I don't. There's no way that Mustafa Ali wins this match. It's clearly going to be Theory. He's going to get the win. He's going to continue on as U.S. champion to whatever the next feud is for him. But one thing I will challenge you on is that yes, he is doing something with the mid card title, but at the same time, I don't think the mid card title is really doing anything for him. It still feels stagnant and it still feels stagnant and insignificant. Like we're not getting anything special from it.
yeah,
Like,
it's just
Theory,
with him.
he just it doesn't feel like Theory is moving up the roster by being champion. He feels like he's in the same place that he was beforehand.
Yeah.
Just a mid card guy doing something. He doesn't. I still don't get that next man up vibe from him.
Okay.
That he's that next in line. It still seems like he's just a guy with a belt that still doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah. So he's gonna have to retain it maybe till past SummerSlam even, but he needs a bigger feud than Ali. We need
Exactly.
And you know what?
Feud.
You know how that I feel that the best feud for him right now, they making him, you know, they're making him out to be the person that's hated. You know, he wants that heat right now. But if they want to, just think about this: who had that U.S. title, made it relevant, and Vince McMahon is trying to make him the same person? John Cena, man. John Cena. John Cena is the match for him.
Austin Theory versus John Cena.
Yes, sir. At
I've
SummerSlam.
heard of that. I heard
John
of
Cena
rumors.
and Austin Theory. That the guy that made that belt relevant. John Cena comes back. He talks crap on this dude, this young guy who has the U.S. title that he made relevant. That he defended like every freaking night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who better to come back and put him over than John Cena? You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
we saw this.
I hear what
guy-
you're saying. Here's the issue I have with that.
Go for it.
One, in terms of stature, Theory's not on John Cena's level. So I think that would only work if Theory was to go over John Cena as a babyface, which Theory is clearly not. I think Theory as a heel doesn't measure up to John Cena as the babyface. So him getting a win over it would kind of seem not very credible.
Because it's not
that
possible.
might. It doesn't seem.
I understand
plausible
that.
for it to happen, and he might. It might, from a storyline standpoint, be something they could try to pitch. Like, I beat John Cena, I beat yada yada. But I don't know that the audience would really buy into it as, oh, he really got a career-defining victory that really elevated him. Like I said, if he did it as a babyface, then I could see that, because you can pitch the storyline all you want to, but if the fans don't buy it, it just doesn't work. So
I
don't see that one.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But we got to think. We got to think. Remember who John Cena was when he first came? We looked at him like, who is this dude? And he looked weird. He came out, smacked Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? And then had a storyline with Kurt Angle, and the dude just started coming out all the time. That's what Vince is gonna do. He's gonna keep putting Theory in your face. That's what he does.
But
that's how he gets him in your head. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Because you got to think, he was with Johnny Gargano and them. The kid has something, because even Johnny Gargano seen something in the kid. So the kid has something there. We see that he's good in the ring. The kid's awesome in the ring. I think he's great. You know what I mean? But it's just that I know he's wet behind the ears. He's a young guy. You know what I mean? But I mean, Cena came out. Nobody really liked that dude either when he first came out, bro. You know,
Right. And but see, right, and I get that. Yeah, when John Cena first came out, he was just a nobody. He didn't even have a real good finishing move and all that stuff. But what helped Cena get over, one, was his in-ring work and the fact that he was having good matches with top stars. He wasn't always winning, but he was having those good matches. Like, he would get in the match with Kurt Angle and go toe-to-toe with him. He'd have a match with The Undertaker and go toe-to-toe with him. We haven't really seen that from Austin Theory. We've just seen him scrapping it out with mid-cards and being a bully-type heel guy. He hasn't really had he hasn't really had a signature match yet in his career with a top guy that really establishes him as somebody who can actually go. You might be able to watch the match and see, like, oh, yeah, he has some ring talent. But having ring talent and actually having a good match are two different things. And I think that's something that we haven't seen from Theory yet.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I think one of the guys that because I know with Cena, the guys in the back wanted to push Cena. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Taker and those guys, they seen something in him. They wanted to push him. And you're right. I think somebody like Randy Orton stature or somebody like that needs to. They have to see him and think, yeah, I want to do something with this kid. You know what I mean? Because right now he's just doing whatever the the storyboard is giving him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it. There's nobody just like fighting for the kid and saying, "Hey, let me do something with him." You know what I mean? Like it's you need that. Sometimes you need that top guy to be like, "Hey, let me help this kid out." You know? So
right now he's just treading water.
Yeah,
you're right.
You never know.
Maybe somebody needs to give him a love, or he needs a signature feud. Now maybe. If they did something that could elevate it, is maybe if they did some sort of unification between the United States title and the Intercontinental title, that could, and they did something like that. Maybe not necessarily, not a single match. That's like if I was booking it, I would do a 3 out of 5 between the United States champion and the Intercontinental champion. I like that. Make it a best 3 out of 5, which would obviously probably go 5, and then make that the unifying thing, and then if he comes out on top of that, that's something that helps elevate him.
Yeah. Well, we all know Vince just wants heat on him right now. He wants heat on him. He wants everybody to hate him. You know what I mean? Because he wants to see if to be that bad guy.
But who's the Intercontinental champion right now? Isn't it still Ricochet?
Yeah, I think Ricochet still is. Yep.
So Ricochet's the baby face. Austin Theory's the heel. If they can put together 5 solid, good, excellent top tier matches, that's something that elevates the whoever wins, which would theoretically be Theory if that's the guy you want to push to the top. It would elevate Theory and at the same time not completely kill Ricochet.
Exactly. Yeah,
but it would rely on the strength of the matches.
Ricochet would be he's great in the ring, so he would be a good guy to put him with to pick his game up, to pick his game. Yep.
It's the strength of the match. That whole feud would have to hinge on the strength of the matches. If they could put together 5-star matches, then it works for the both of them.
Yep. Yeah. That's how you know it. That's how you know they're good. If you could have consecutive matches and people are just in awe, that's when you know it's good.
All right. So as far as we know, the last match on the card that I know of, we have Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Now, this is official, right? Now, Finn Balor is no longer the only one in the Balor Club. Now that he has another member. AJ Styles.
Apparently so, yeah.
Because AJ used to be a leader, too.
I think this is like a long time overdue of having these two guys together. I
just think it's too good to be true.
Yeah, too good to be true. Unfortunately, I think the same thing. So, and they have Liv Morgan, and they're going to go against the Judgment Day, which still, I hate the name, with Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. I'm not a fan of the name Judgment Day. I think we talked like there was another name we thought of that might have been better.
Yeah. Judgment.
Yeah,
that's what we talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah.
Just shorten it to Judgment.
Real simple. You take everybody's first
Judgment
names
or
away.
the Judgment.
Just
Yeah.
take Judgment.
Yeah,
Just cut day off. That's it.
Yeah.
Just
you never know. They might. You
Judgment.
never
or
know.
the
They
Judgment.
might. You never know. They might. But they do give it. It could have been the Edge that came up with. They let him do whatever he wants there. Edge has a lot of pull. So,
Well, I like
but
how
Vince might say, "Hey, that's too long. Let's make
we're
it Judgment."
getting Edge
He likes the
every
short
week,
thing.
which is nice.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, which
he's
is
not
nice,
getting in the
definitely.
ring. He's not having matches. So that way, Edge is still fresh for pay-per-views. We're not because like I said, like every time I watch him or Bryan Danielson wrestle, like every bump they take, I'm like, ooh, like
yeah.
that could be the one. That could be the last one that puts you back in retirement. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man,
I'm always like,
Yeah.
sometimes I see those hard bumps those guys take. So, it's pretty smart keeping him, on TV, but not doing anything. I mean, having this stable is going to work pretty well. I mean, obviously, I guess not obviously, but I think Judgment Day is going to get the win over this. I don't really want them to.
Yeah.
I kind of would like
I
AJ
think-
Styles and Finn Balor and Liv Morgan to get the win here, but I see Judgment Day winning, and the reason is I see a surprise turn here, and there's been a lot of talk of new members being added. I know a lot of people are like, oh, what if it's Finn Balor, or what if it's Liv Morgan? He said Tommaso Ciampa. Edge just brought up a lot of the rumors that people have been talking about. So I'm thinking Finn Balor and Liv Morgan turn on Styles.
That's what you think? Oh, wow,
I'm
that's a
thinking
big
two.
one.
That's a big one.
That's a
I know.
big one.
That's a stretch. But I mean, is that too many people in a stable? Is that too powerful? Too big of a group? Or
Man, I don't think it's too big. I think grow. You know what I mean? I think it's going to grow.
you think it's gonna grow? Because
I think it's going to grow pretty big. I think Edge
I
has
like
I think Edge has a
having the women
good
in the
picture of
stables
what he wants.
with the guys. I think that's awesome. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's room for more people in the stable. I just don't know if it's Finn Balor and Liv Morgan.
okay.
Just because if I think stables work best when you can see a clearly defined title role for each person on the roster.
Yeah.
Like Edge clearly slots in as the main event title, as the world title, challenger.
Yeah.
Damian Priest could be the mid card guy currently, as it's currently constructed. He could be the guy who fights for the U.S. or Intercontinental title. Rhea Ripley, obviously, she could fight for the women's title. If you throw Finn Balor in there,
Still here?
Then-
You still here? Oh. Okay.
What's that, Dave?
oh,
I didn't know if I was still. I couldn't hear you guys. It blocked out.
oh, yeah. Like I said, I was saying, if you throw Finn Balor and Liv in there, then
Yeah.
at best, then what? Finn and Bip and Damian Priest become tag team competitors because they can't have them both vying in the same realm for a singles title. And what, the same thing with Liv and Rhea,
Right.
because again, so I think there's room. There is room for growth in it, and if so, I could see two other men being added to the stable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think Finn Balor and Liv Morgan end up joining Judgment Day at this pay per view. I think I do think Judgment Day will win the match,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll probably be some level of shenanigans.
Oh, definitely shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm all for shenanigans.
Well, it kind of looks like Edge is picking up people who he knows is relevant, but needs the help. It needs to push. You know what I mean? Like they had it at that one point in time. Rhea had it. We thought she was going to be like the next big thing, and the same thing with Priest. And then it seems like they just went back a notch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it seemed like they were both going backwards, and it seems like Edge sees that in them. And I'm thinking, like, right now, who else do we know like that right now on the roster?
I would love if we had Ciampa, right? But
That would,
guys-
that would be great.
Could you guys picture Ciampa and Damien working together? Like, look at the size difference too between the two guys.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just do you want to?
And I really think that Ciampa wants to be a singles competitor. I just think he wants to be a singles competitor.
Yeah.
The way he sounds,
I mean,
you know what I
maybe
mean?
they need to pick up a good tag team then. You know, pick up.
Yeah,
pick
I see that too.
Viking Raiders or something like.
Yeah,
They're not doing nothing.
I was so for a minute there. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping that when remember when Rhea got there when she took the thing over her head, we found out it was Rhea. I was really hoping that was Christian. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping Christian came. I was hoping Christian came back and him and Edge were just gonna rule. You know what I mean? And get
That would have been great.
It would have been great.
That would have been great. Problem is, you'd have instantly turned the heel faction into a babyface faction.
Oh.
Nobody's doing Judgment Day with Edge and Christian in it.
Yeah, you're right
I don't care
about
what
that.
they do.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
I can see Dave. I can see Dave right now. It's Edge. He pulls off the hood.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, that wasn't the case, was
Yeah,
it?
man. But I have to say this it really has my attention. The Judgment Day right now has my attention. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm really want to see where the Judgment Day goes. That's how they got me feeling right now. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm hoping that they keep it, that they don't ruin it, and they keep it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope they keep it going the right way. The right way. Don't screw this up.
So let me ask you guys, what do you like better? Do you like acknowledge me or all rise? I like acknowledge me better.
I'm sorry. Acknowledge, man. Acknowledge.
Yeah.
Acknowledge, man.
Acknowledge me is more established.
Right?
Yeah.
I see
I
what
already
David Priest is trying
mishearing
to
it. I'm
do.
not gonna lie.
I see what he's trying to do, but it just doesn't hit the same as acknowledge me. Because Roman does it with like a acknowledge me, motherfuckers. Like
Yeah,
it's under his breath.
pay attention to me, and he knows.
So
And now he actually gets cheers for it now. So like he had to work. He's worked that in with the people.
yeah.
Before he used to get booed out of the building when he would do that or ignored. Now he says it and he actually gets cheers for it. So
Yeah.
he's worked to win the people over with that one.
So
You're right about that.
So
Right.
that's what we
Yeah.
have so far. We only have 6 matches thus far. But no, we'll talk about it then in news, but no women's tag team match. No, Ronda's not defending her title. Roman Reigns isn't defending his titles. I don't care if you just won them, but the tag team are not defending their titles. Intercontinental Championship, nowhere to be found. I don't know. Ricochet might be on the pre-show for all we know. Yeah, I mean, thus
That's
far,
true.
what are we looking at? Like 2 good matches, 3 good matches, maybe. You know, maybe the women's and Cody and Seth Rollins. And by the way, Cody and Seth Rollins only Hell in a Cell match of the night. Why couldn't we get the triple threat in a Hell in a Cell? Why couldn't we get Lashley versus Omos in Hell in a Cell?
That would be nice.
I mean,
You know?
for all
Be
intents, really for all intents and purposes, this is a Raw pay per view, basically.
Yeah,
Everybody,
All the SmackDown
every wrestler
guys are getting
competing is on the Raw roster. SmackDown is basically sitting this one out, and I mean,
Right? Are we trying to see
I
if
think-
Raw can the Raw roster can basically pull better numbers than if they and you know what I'm wondering if they're trying to do is experiment here with numbers with what we talked about earlier with ending the brand split. Like, okay, what if we just do this pay-per-view just Raw? Like, you know, I wonder if that's what they're looking at here compared to one
But
or
just-
a pay-per-view the last pay-per-view with both of them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
You did see how the viewership went down in SmackDown since Roman's not there. Like 2 million viewers. You know what I mean? Like it just hit this past SmackDown took a hit, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and especially with Sasha and Naomi's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
got Roman's not there. You know what I mean? Like Yeah, SmackDown's hurting right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So
unfortunately,
they probably don't even know what to do with the SmackDown roster right now.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately, that's a problem when you build
Yeah.
up your champion to be totally and completely dominant and crushing everybody else, and then all of a sudden
Exactly.
he's not there. Now you got this whole roster of Jags, and it's like, damn, what do we do with them now?
That's exactly why they should be building people more. It's exactly why they should be building new talent. And you know what I mean? Just because you could be building somebody right now to take over that role or to become the future. Like you could be building somebody right now on SmackDown, and it's not like they don't have the talent to do it. They have tons of people in NXT who are definitely going to be going to be top tier guys right now. Braun Breaker, come on, man, he's a given. You know. Yeah, they got some people down there.
Sometimes
they got people in NXT,
there.
but
yeah,
that's NXT.
Carmelo Hayes, it's a bunch of people. They need to bring these people up and like just mold them, man, because they know they need it. Once Roman's ready to start taking that break, man, he's gonna start looking at Hollywood like The Rock did.
Yep.
You know. And then we're going to go through years of, you know how it was when The Rock left, Stone Cold left. We went through years until we went through a little time before Cena came, you know what I mean, and started taking over. It's like, they didn't have nobody.
They had people. It was just in the middle of Triple H's reign of terror.
Yeah, that too. You're right.
They gonna act like they didn't have nobody when Rock and Stone Cold left. They had people.
They had people, but I'm just saying, like that star quality, that babyface star quality.
Triple H just crushed them all.
Wasn't there? Yeah, of course, because that's what they had to use. That's what they had to use. Triple H was Triple H was not the babyface. He probably didn't want to be. He's like one of the worst bad guys ever. You know what I mean? Worst heels ever. You know.
And I think Triple H saw that opportunity. He was like, "Oh, they're gone. I can dominate everything." Oh yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
he's like, ain't nobody getting over me. Nope.
It's over, man.
He crushed everybody because like I said, they had people on the roster back then. They just
and Kurt. I think Kurt was Kurt still there?
Yeah, Kurt Angle was still there.
Kurt was still there. Yeah,
They still had Kurt. They still had Undertaker.
Yep, that's right.
They had Booker T. That's one of the people who got sacrificed to Triple H.
I think Brock too, bro. Brock was
Brock came in around the same time. Lesnar came around the same time as Cena. That's that whole people call like the class of 2003. John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and Batista. They all came in around the same time. Yeah, like all within like a year. They all debuted on the roster. So I mean,
even then, Brock wasn't Brock right now until he went to UFC and became.
Well, on WWE,
you know what I mean?
On WWE, he was during his first run, he was billed as the next big thing. And he was built to the next big thing. Yeah, and he was the instant monster when he came in.
Yeah, he was.
They pushed him straight to the top. Like he debuted after WrestleMania 18, and by that summer he was the champion.
Yeah, that is true.
He rocketed straight to the top. They built him in quick. They basically Goldberged his ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Cena, Randy Orton, and Batista were the ones that kind of had the slower rise to the top. They had to work their way up a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, we did have a lot of Cena Orton matches. And we had a lot of Cena Orton matches, but they were good matches. They were great matches.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. And I mean, maybe they can do something like that with the NXT guys. Like maybe over the next year, they bring guys in and build them up over the course of the roster and they could do that on SmackDown. I wouldn't have like a huge influx of them at once because then you kind of bring down SmackDown and almost make SmackDown look like a slightly elevated version of NXT. But if you just bring them in bit by bit or a couple in at a time, or like I said, spread them throughout the year, then you can eventually build up something on SmackDown. Because right now, like you said, SmackDown is struggling. They've got
they are, man.
You think about how many top stars they really have on it. They've got Charlotte, Ronda Rousey, the Drew McIntyre, and I mean, can you say Happy Corbin?
I mean, you could, but
you can.
I feel like Corbin could be so much more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, if Jake was here right now, he'd be so standing up for Corbin because he loves Corbin.
Oh my God, man! Oh, Corbin is awesome, man.
Corbin can absolutely go in the ring. He can absolutely perform, and he's got a character that works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put him up there as one of the top guys on SmackDown. Yeah, definitely, he's one of the top guys.
Him and Drew would be a good rivalry. You know what I mean?
Except they just did that.
Yeah. Oh, that's true too.
They just ran that one into the ground from WrestleMania through. So yeah, they just did that. So that's really like all you have on SmackDown is like really those four.
They should have made it. They should have made it a little better than they did. But
all right.
I think Fox. I think with Fox having SmackDown, something's got to happen. You know, Fox wasn't. You know, Fox lets Vince know when they're not happy. So, you know, just so I don't see it being that way for too long. I don't see the rate being low for too long. They're gonna have to do something. Yeah,
right, guys. Well, I got some. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little break here. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do some news, some rumors. Got a lot of stuff, and then I got a nice little surprise at the end here after news and rumors. So,
all right, sounds good.
All right,
yeah, we'll be back.
All right. Yep.
Damn it! I dropped my phone in the toilet. Oh, it's so cold and it's under everything. I feel like I'm rooting around a pitcher of sangria. Where is it? Oh my God, why haven't I found it yet? Oh no, I didn't roll my sleeve up far enough. Oh, why didn't I flush when I got in here? Oh, this isn't even all mine. Oh no, there's a spider crawling on my face. Oh, why didn't I use the hand that was on the floor? Why did I use my toilet hand? Oh wait, here it is behind the toilet.
And we're back. That was a nice little break. But we're going to just roll right into news.
Good news, everyone!
I have I have a bunch of news, possibly rumors, stuff you know we see around the internet. There could be some truth to some of these. It could be not. Take them with a grain of salt. You know, whatever. The first one I saw that was pretty interesting. Kurt Angle claims that he was supposed to be in the Marine and not John Cena.
Oh, I did see that. Yes,
that's pretty far away to be complaining about a movie like that. But I guess he was lined up to be the main star, and then Vince decided, you know, we're going with Cena instead. And I guess Kurt was pretty pissed about it, but you know, it didn't really elevate John Cena's acting career at all. So, I mean, it was his first movie, but would Kurt Angle be Peacemaker today? I don't, I doubt it. Yeah. I doubt Kurt Angle would have been a big, acting. I don't know. Kurt Angle to me just doesn't. I don't think of him as an actor. So that's probably why they went with Cena. And I mean, one day we will get on here and review the Marine. But it's all right for Cena.
It's a payday.
Yeah.
I mean, at best, Kurt Angle would be a comedy actor, but an action star, no.
No.
Yeah.
No. Over the weekend, Charlotte Flair got married to Andrade El Idolo. Idolo. Yeah, it's the reason why she's been off TV for a while. Quote unquote, her injury from Ronda. But yeah, she got married. We saw Ric Flair walk her down the aisle, strutting his stuff. Yeah, so, good for them. The Forbidden Door has been opened again.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, right? I did saw Nia Jax was there. I can't recall many other female wrestlers who were there, and I guess it also makes sense to couldn't pull them away because they were pretty busy.
Did she wear a cast?
No. Didn't even see. Kayfabe is dead.
Nope.
Kayfabe is dead. Jeez.
It was cool. It was cool seeing Ray. It was cool seeing Ray without the mask.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio was there without the mask. That's right.
Yeah. It was cool seeing Ray without the mask.
But no Dominic, though. I guess because maybe it was like an over 21.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Also, Rick Boogs is set to return to SmackDown, I think, this Friday. Rick Boogs. So, last time we saw him was WrestleMania. He was just going against the Usos, and he had an injury. And he's been out since. So, let's hope when he comes back that he gets some momentum, keeps the momentum going. I mean, fans still like him. I don't know if he's going to...
So he's cleared to perform again?
Yeah, it sounds like he's cleared to perform. I mean, I guess they're going to maybe put him back with Shinsuke. You know, keep that shtick going. Or is this a chance to do something else? But, I mean, he really is pretty good on that guitar. So, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with him.
Because that, Lord knows, that WrestleMania injury looked bad.
Yeah, it did look bad.
If he's able to come back after 2 months, then, man, he must have dodged a major bullet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's in great shape. You know, some of them guys get healed fast, though. So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, I thought he blew out. I thought he tore an ACL or something with
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So hopefully it was just maybe a strain or wasn't as bad as they thought. You know, so you know,
ex NXT wrestler, LA Knight.
LA.
Yeah. It looks like WWE has filed a trademark for maximum male models. I'm assuming this is going to be another stable. I think if they were to put 2 wrestlers with him, it would probably be Humberto and who's his tag team partner? Garza?
Garza.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of 2 other guys to put with him.
I do see that.
Yeah,
I do see that. But I was kind of thinking they were going to put, because you know, probably Bobby Roode coming back as Bobby Roode. So, you know, he probably could go with him.
Yeah, I heard Robert Roode came back as Bobby Roode to his older gimmick the other day at a was it a house show?
I think so. The live show
or
maybe?
Dark match or
dark match. Yeah, the glorious.
Yeah, I would really like to see him get back to his NXT heel character.
Yeah, me too. He could be such a great heel.
I mean, he could still be salvaged. I mean, I don't know what they do with Dolph Ziggler then at this point. You know, Dolph.
Good old school heel, bro. Good old school heel.
Yeah,
that's what Bobby Roode is to me.
So, what else I got here? I got a bunch of stuff here. Oh yeah, fun fact: Roman Reigns hasn't put his title on the line since Night 2 of WrestleMania. It's been nearly 60 days since his last title defense. But Roman is expected to miss Hell in a Cell and has recently been pulled from Money in the Bank advertisements as well.
Yeah.
So I also saw that a bunch of other wrestlers got pulled from Money in the Bank. Are they trying to see what numbers they can pull with ratings without the bigger stars? Is this another test?
I'm guessing so, maybe. I mean, it's the time to do it, you know?
Because
maybe, I mean, as far as Roman Reigns not defending the title, he ain't really got nobody to defend the title against, so...
Exactly.
Honestly, it's kind of probably better for him to just not defend the title rather than throwing him in another pointless feud with somebody that we all know doesn't stand a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean... The title run he's had thus far, has been long and lengthy, and they're obviously setting a high bar for this century, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I guess they're probably dragging this out for something big at SummerSlam, I guess. We don't need him at this pay-per-view. I mean, looking at the card now, I guess we really don't need the bloodline. Like you said, whoever they put it up against, he's pretty much going to squash anyway. With these titles all together, we talked about the the two rosters merging. Well, there was talk of the rosters merging and the draft just being over. They let a lot of people go, fired a lot of people. I have a button for that one.
Yeah!
Yeah. A lot of people got let go, and now they're kind of merging these titles together, and, like we talked about earlier, we could possibly see the Intercontinental United States title merge. I mean, what kind of... Was that become the WWE TV title? Like, what does it even become?
No, definitely not the TV title.
Yeah,
Exactly.
not TV title.
Like-
no.
TV title has always been seen as a third tier title.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That would diminish it.
what do you guys think?
Knowing
they're gonna bring
WWE,
back?
they would just drop the United States and just consolidate it back into the Intercontinental title because that's their belt. The U.S. title has always been a carryover from WCW. So if they consolidate them, they'll just reform it back into probably like the undisputed Intercontinental Champion, or just call it the Intercontinental Champion again.
Yeah, we saw that happen for a while where they got rid of the United States title and then eventually they brought it back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, they could very well not consolidate those two. They could just keep those two as separate as, two mid-card titles, whereas the top titles become, are the ones that are unified.
Yeah.
They may do the same. If any other belt gets unified, I could see the women's title becoming unified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now, why don't we just roll right into that? I got some other smaller news, but yeah, actually, let me get the small news out of the way. Because I know what everybody wants to talk about here. I know what the main juice of the rumors and news is. But there's also Bobby Lashley says he's not done with Brock.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see another Bobby versus Brock again?
Well, we've never really gotten a good one in the first place.
Right?
We never really got it. Yeah. We want that match. We want a good match.
Yeah.
A good match with no interference with these two guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that both of them are past their primes because really, when everybody thinks Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, we think ruthless aggression era Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Those two when they were in their primes, back when Bobby Lashley had the speed to go with all the power moves, and back when Brock Lesnar could do more than just a German suplex.
Yeah,
that's when it was the dream match. Now it could definitely still be a thing because they both have enough name recognition, enough credibility to make it a significant match. So yeah, I can see that happening towards WrestleMania next year and it being a feature match. Probably no titles involved, just those two going at it.
No titles, yeah.
We need to merge these. Well, we need Roman to be carrying one title. We need the Usos to be carrying one title. We need to get rid of those. But then again, I think I saw leaked photos of what the tag team titles are gonna be looking like, and I'll tell you what, I'm not happy. It almost looks like the same thing. It's just red on one side, blue on another. Like it looks like they really didn't try.
I mean, are they really like? Because the way I see it right now with them with the productions, like Fox and what is it USA?
Yeah.
Like are these guys fighting over having their own champions though? Because they sold a lot of stock to these companies, and I know Vince sold a lot of stock. He's trying to keep the shareholders happy. You know what I mean? Which is part of the reason why he got rid of a lot of people, and was part of the reason why they couldn't keep freaking Bray Wyatt because they were paying him a lot of money and he wanted more money. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I feel like with these production companies and stuff, like especially with Fox, as big as they are, they want their own champion. It's probably so does USA. So I think that's why I don't know if they're going to be hesitant to do it or if they come to a decision about it,
Well, I mean, it's pretty much kind of already been done at this point. I mean, there isn't solid. Obviously, they're leaving themselves wiggle room to back out of it by still having them carrying both belts.
Exactly.
But
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But I think the brands. I think the networks are more concerned with just their ratings. I don't think they necessarily have to have their own individual champion, because even if they have their own individual champion, if one is seen as bigger than the other, then it still doesn't help them out any. At least if the titles are unified and you can have the champions split time between Raw and SmackDown, that's a way to potentially satisfy both networks. Like, if the undisputed WWE champion is working a program on Raw, then the tag champions are working a program on SmackDown. Or, if they unify the women's title, she's working a program on SmackDown or something of that nature. There's ways to work it back and forth to keep both networks happy. It's just a matter of them definitively deciding to unify these things, and that's what it is, or or just re-split them back up.
Yeah, I see that. Yes.
And if they do decide to keep them unified, to permanently unify the titles back as one, that whatever red and blue belt that you saw leaked, I hope they don't do that. Just go back to black.
Yeah. I'll put it on our Discord page when I find it again. But it was not.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm big on that too. Yeah. If it ain't broke,
I would like to say that unifying those belts would definitely take away opportunities for more tag teams per roster, but the men's division is having just as much of a hard time finding fresh tag teams and feuds as the women's.
Now, in a weird way, there is a way where this could work with having the top titles not be constantly defended at every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If you establish them as, which they've kind of already done with the Usos and Roman Reigns, as sitting so far above the top, and that everybody else has to fight amongst themselves to be worthy of a shot. That's a way of, and if you sell that as the overarching storyline across both brands, that's a way to keep the champions not having to defend all the time, but still having interesting or compelling storylines among non-title competitors, in terms of they're not necessarily just fighting each other just because I don't like you and I don't like me. It's also I'm fighting to work my way up the rankings, to get to the point where I can get the title shot. I mean, that's theoretically how it's always supposed to have worked, in terms of kayfabe. Wrestlers work their way up to the top. But if you make it, you put it out there in the open that's exactly how it is. And I think that may have been rumored at some point that WWE was contemplating some sort of power ranking scale type thing that they would do in a public, way that some people could go on WWE.com and see, where everybody's ranking. That's something that they could do now, and I think could work if implemented properly.
The answer to AEW's win-loss records, because I think that's awesome how AEW has that with the win-loss records. And I was like, WWE has to think of their own way, and a power ranking, that is definitely a version that I could see work with WWE.
I think power ranking would work better than win-loss ranking, just because win-loss record kind of only works as a temporary thing, because after 3 or 4 years, nobody's going to give a damn what your win-loss record is anymore.
Exactly.
So to me that
work.
Right. Unless you did it on a year-to-year thing, like here's your win-loss record for the year, and then maybe after WrestleMania everybody goes back to 0-0. But even then, that could be a little flaky. But I think a power ranking system is something that could. Power ranking system is something that kind of works more for the long term.
Yeah, exactly.
But win-loss could work if you want to. Like I said, it just goes from one year to the next. Kind of similar to how regular sports leagues work with their seasons. You start the season, everybody's 0-0, and then you complete through the season, and maybe by Royal Rumble time you get into the quote unquote playoffs. Where the guys who are maybe they'll have the top 5 or 6 win-loss records, all of a sudden they get into some sort of programming leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, there's ways to make it work. It's just a matter of them coming up with a storyline that's not storyline, but just coming up with a long-term story and sticking to it and not flaking on it after 3 months.
Right. Yeah.
I know, man.
Whew. All right, let's get to the meat. So the reason why the women's division has been struggling so much is the lack of women, really. And now they're, at first I thought they were really in deep shit with the amount of women they had to put tag teams together to give Sasha Banks and Naomi a worthy team to go against. Well, as of recent, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about it, unless you live under a rock, that Sasha and Naomi walked out the other night. They left their titles, and they just left. I guess it was under a disagreement of... I think Naomi was supposed to be in a 6-woman match.
Both of them were.
Both of them were?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Naomi was supposed to win.
What, 2 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago that they took, I guess, as the story has supposedly been reported, that they showed up for Raw that Monday and were told that they were going to be competing as part of a 6-women's tag, not 6-woman tag, a 6-women match to determine a number. Huh?
Yeah.
6-woman, I think, elimination match.
Yeah,
something like that. Anyway, a 6-way match to determine the number 1 contender.
Yeah.
And rumor was that apparently Naomi was supposed to win it and then face Bianca Belair for the title at Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
And supposedly, allegedly, Sasha Banks took big issue with that. I don't think that, apparently not issue with Naomi going over, but just the way that they're being treated as the tag team champions.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Sasha was supposed to fight someone too. It's, you know what I mean? She was supposed to fight some.
I think Sasha Banks was going to end up competing, or allegedly was rumored to go be competing against, Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title.
Yeah, and now we see that they have less now. It's less than 2 months on their contracts left. Now they could, from what I've heard, is they're suspended and their contracts are frozen, which we've seen them do with Jeff Hardy in the past. He was out, and they froze his contract. So when he came back, Matt's like, all right, I'm done. I'm leaving. He's like, you still got time here to serve. So Jeff served his time, and then he got out of jail. I mean, then he got to go to AEW. You know what I mean? He got out of the WWE. But that's how they're gonna eat that, or they're gonna pay them to sit at home. But that's not that long. Like 2 months, like that's cakework. Like I'm pretty sure they can survive 2 months without pay.
Yeah.
They're
good.
Man. Financially, I'm not worried about either one of them. Financially, they're fine.
Right.
2 months is nothing. One issue is if their contracts are frozen, then WWE could theoretically sit them out indefinitely, just as a form of punishment, just as a way to bury them even more than they're already trying to do now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're not burying Naomi's husband just because of her. They do that a lot,
Yeah, it's hard though.
But he's big right now, so
they can't take it out on him because again, he's part of the tag team champions. So
and Roman probably won't let that happen either. So.
Right, and Roman, this fact no. So he's pretty well insulated, even if his wife does act up. Like they put too much work into building up the Usos as what they are, and the bloodline as a whole is what they are, just to suddenly bury it just because one of the members' wife has walked out on the company.
I know.
I mean, it does kind of suck because I was also seeing rumors before all of this happened that they were still thinking of putting Naomi in the bloodline, eventually. So, you know what I mean? You never know what could have happened with that. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot of stuff. I still think Sasha was going to turn on her eventually. So, You know, that's Sasha for you. So
Yeah, I don't know what the storyline was, but I mean, to a certain extent, I kind of agree with Sasha's position in terms of how they were being treated as tag team champions. Like, if you're gonna make them the champions, then let them work credibly as champions. It doesn't make any sense to have them as champions and then, for no reason whatsoever, split them off into two individual storylines and then do what with the titles? Like, they just sit there as like, oh, we're champions, but we're going to take a break to go try to get the individual titles, which everybody knows you're not going to win those because you're freaking tag team champions. It doesn't make much sense to have y'all tag team champions and individual champions at the same time, or tag team champions and one of y'all is an individual champion at the same time. Trying to pull WWE, that didn't make any sense. So yeah, the storyline itself made no sense for them to do. So I understand Sasha Banks' frustration with it, especially considering that they supposedly gave up their, especially from Sasha Banks' standpoint, because I believe she supposedly, the rumor is that she gave up her spot for Ronda Rousey. Like, Sasha Banks was set to win
the Rumble?
Face. No, at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks was set to face Charlotte at WrestleMania for the women's title and possibly win it. But when Ronda Rousey came back, they gave that spot to Ronda Rousey. And as compensation to Sasha for giving up her spot, they gave her the tag team title with Naomi. And then, not even 2 months into that, you're splitting them back up into individual feuds against. I mean, I understand her frustration.
And listen, and you know what? That's just like Wayne said. There's no woman. The women's roster is terrible. It's so terrible that they have to do things like that. They have
there's
to
almost I think there's like 8 women per roster, at least on Raw and SmackDown. There's 8, and and if any one of these women get injured, like they're it's gonna be even thinner. And now they're scrambling to do a tournament for the tag team titles. So now you're gonna have to randomly put a bunch of people together again, and then they're gonna have to take some from NXT. So they're gonna, whatever storylines they have going in NXT, like, that's gonna have to end because now we need those girls up here.
I mean,
it's like
their women's roster is thin, but at the same time, it's a self-inflicted wound.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, your roster is going to be thin when you got 4 or 5 of your women in some stupid 24/7 title, goofy little comedy gimmick every week, as opposed to out there wrestling and having storylines and feuds.
Yep,
that's going to hurt you. Also, there's
Tamina and Dana Brooke.
And then you got rid of people they got rid of Jax.
They got rid of the Iconics.
You know what I mean?
Chelsea Green.
Good at being hated.
The list goes on.
Right, they got rid of Jax, Iconics, Mia Yim. You cut a whole bunch of women that could be out there wrestling for you right now and help filling out your roster.
Yep.
And especially in the absence of, having, granted, Bayley and Asuka being lost, that was, that's an unfortunate thing, but that just losing those two shouldn't cripple your women's division like that.
I hope they don't ruin. I think Raquel Rodriguez, I think she's going to be really good on a women's roster. I just hope they use her correctly, because she can be something. She'll be an excellent heel when they turn her. You know what I mean?
Right now, she's smiling.
She was great at NXT. Oh yeah, I know. Vince probably was like, "I need you to go up there, smile,
for me. I need you to go out there and smile for me."
But believe me, when she turns she turns heel. That's when she's going to blow up, because she's better as a heel. She was an excellent heel in NXT.
Yeah, so that's one person that they have to build up. Get Lacey Evans in there and actually wrestling, and stop coming out here pandering every freaking week.
Dude, I can't take Lacey Evans. I can't take it, guys. Like, I a couple episodes ago, I was like, you know what? I think Lacey Evans is gonna come back, and I think she's gonna be doing pretty good. Like, they could totally redo her character. Now, I honestly, if I go back and listen, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for screaming, like, "You fool! You're a fool! You dumbass!" Because I am. Because now, her character is panhandling.
Yeah, it was
it makes me. You're trying to make me feel bad every week. Like, I feel like every time Lacey Evans comes on, in the background. It should be like, in the arms of the angels.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
I know.
I can't
They
take
dragged it out
her
way.
anymore.
They dragged it out way too long.
Yeah,
I
they
liked her as
really
a
did.
heel.
Like her
She needs
coming
to be
out
a
every
heel.
week doing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
her
Pretend
coming
her a
out
heel
every week
again.
doing that. I felt cringe watching her every week.
Right?
Like it
Cringe.
yeah. I
Ooh,
couldn't take
I got
it. Like,
one
I understand
for
what
you,
they're trying
Dave.
to do, but
Yeah. It was a good way to bring her back after having
Yeah.
been away for so long.
Yep.
exactly.
That's something that you do for a few weeks, and then
Yeah.
you get in the ring and start actually wrestling. That's not something
Yeah.
you drag out for months on end.
I know.
I think she says
Like,
she's not medically cleared from her recent tweet. I don't think she's medically cleared. But then if you're not medically cleared, then what are you
They
doing?
shouldn't have brought her back.
Why
Yeah.
the build up? Like, come on.
Like, what are we
like,
building up for? Because you're not making any waves. You're just annoying the shit
Right.
out of the fans. Like, so when
That's
you
how you
actually
ruin
do get in
people.
the ring, your ring ability is not going to overcome the fact that like the past few months you've been just making us depressed.
Right.
Like,
So
well,
they
I get
basically
sad
use her as a
every time she
filler.
comes on TV.
Or if she, or even if she's not medically cleared, still find something to do with her. If say if they brought her back because they thought that she would be medically, because they thought she would be medically cleared sooner than what's actually turned out to be the case. So maybe they brought her back thinking, she was a month away from being ready, and it turns out, okay, she did get cleared as quickly as we thought, and maybe it's going to be pushed out to maybe 3 or 4 months. Fine. Find something to do with her in the meantime. Don't just keep doing the same thing for months on end.
Yeah.
Like, all right, she was pair her up with somebody. Maybe she's not medically cleared to take full bumps or anything like that, but pair her up with another woman and let her be like, her homegirl. Let's kick it with her. Do some interference. Maybe
let her be a
valet for
manager.
somebody. Let her work the mic for somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
she can be that person. Like,
right.
She
There are
knows how
ways to have people on the roster who can't wrestle but still have them and interesting and engaging storylines.
Yeah. They just want to make her a hero already, and we all know she's a Marine. We know what she's done. We know what she's been through. I've been through Lacey Evans before, but
I know, but she makes me fucking depressed every time she comes out.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's like, what the heck, man? But
yeah, you
hopefully
can hear you
nobody-
can see when she comes out, like when her music hits, you just see the crowd, like nobody's clapping. It's just
Yeah.
like it's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing, dude. Like nobody's reacting, nobody's cheering for Lacey Evans. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
If you go to house show to SmackDown to SmackDown, and it's continuously not working, and you have to pump in your own audio to make it sound like it's working. Some cheers, then when do you stop the bleeding? When do you
Funny story about that. Actually, a few weeks ago, when Raw was in my local area in town, they were at the Norfolk Scope. One of my homegirls went to it live. She went to that taping of Raw, and when I saw that she was going to be on it, I was tuned in on USA to see if I could catch her on on TV when they did a camera shot, and I actually did catch her. They actually caught her on camera during one of the crowd shots, and she looked bored. She was just standing there, just stale faced, just no emotion on her face. And I took the picture and I posted it on her Facebook timeline, like, "Hey, look at this, you on Raw," and she thought it was. She was like, "Man, I posted the picture. And I think I made a comment to her like, "Man, you look hella bored right here." She was like, "Yeah." Here's the thing. She said, "Yeah, that was during some other segment," and I was like, "No, this was actually during the Lacey Evans talk." She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
yep."
It was. I could barely look at that section anymore. I was just like, man,
Yeah,
why are they doing this to her?
Yeah, her character's it's
Stale, real good.
Yeah.
it's getting
Yeah.
very stale.
Ridiculous. Just put her in the ring. Just put her in the ring already.
Well, Lacey Evans,
You tried your best, and you failed miserably. The lesson is, never try.
fits her perfectly. Do you know what? She should just go back to the storyline she did with Ric Flair. She's pregnant. It's Rick's baby. You know, which we heard recently that Ric Flair is. Oh my God, he's gonna try to wrestle again. Like, who medically cleared this man? Who medically cleared Ric Flair to wrestle? Who?
Nobody. That's the thing. Well,
is this like an unsanctioned match out in the middle of the ocean on a boat? Like,
I think he's technically medically cleared, but it's still an issue of getting licensed to perform in a state,
right? Which
I think I heard the rumor that I forgot who, some wrestler was out there trying to campaigning to get these get the state athletic commissions to not grant Flair clearance to perform. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah,
it could be anybody.
It's probably one of the older wrestlers, one of his buddies, man. Because I remember before I think it was who was it? Oh man, what the heck is his name? I know he was trying to get Flair not to fight again. Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer was trying to get Flair not to fight again at one point in time.
Dreamer also should be one of those guys who shouldn't be wrestling right now.
I will say there's plenty of people who tried to get him not to, but because I think he was. The rumor was that he was going to wrestle against Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat turned him down.
Oh, yeah. Now I think from what I heard is they're going to be in a tag match. It's Ricky Steamboat and Flair versus the Nas? No. Rock and Roll Express? No. I don't know. I just don't. But I heard the tickets sold out.
They did.
In 24 hours.
They did. It's crazy, right?
Jesus.
Like everybody wants to see Ric Flair have a heart attack in the ring, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe that's probably it. People are just
how old is he now? Like,
he's in his 70s.
How old is Ric Flair?
Yeah, I think so.
Ric Flair is 73 years old.
Jesus, 73.
73.
I mean,
how old is Taker? 60 something?
No.
Taker's in his 50s.
He's in his 50s?
Hey Google, how old is Undertaker?
57 years old.
57. See, I don't need it, Jamie. I just ask her. Just ask the Google.
Well, yeah. I think Taker's body is probably 60 something years old. You know what I mean? His body is probably older than he is.
Yeah,
but that's what it is with Taker.
Well, we don't want Taker to come back and wrestle.
I mean, at the very least, Ric Flair is promoting it as his last match. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
he's promoting it as his last match ever. Now, whether we believe it, or not. And that may have contributed to maybe the tickets selling out.
He said he wants to die in the ring.
But that's crazy. You know what's so crazy about it is that
because it could happen.
His last match was great. It was against Shawn Michaels, right?
Whoa.
That was his last WWE match.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
He's wrestled since then.
Unfortunately, in Impact, but. Yeah, I will always remember the Shawn Michaels one match. Yeah, to me too. You know, it was perfect the way it ended. You know, they had the perfect camera angle. Like, I love you. He pins him and then he hugs him. Like, God damn it. And then even the next night on Raw when he retired, like, man, I'm a grown ass man, but I cried. But then when he went and wrestled elsewhere, I kind of felt like betrayed. I was like, you went somewhere else and wrestled. I cried for you, man. Like,
I know, right? I know.
Just
can't get away from it.
No, I get it. You get
go home to your wife, bro.
He must have just watched like fucking Rocky 6. I got some stuff left in the basement.
Yeah, I'm looking into it now. The match is supposed to be on July 31st. It's going to be Ric Flair and FTR versus the Rock and Roll Express, and it was supposed to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So it was going to be a 6-man tag match, but Steamboat has come out and said he turned down the match, so he's not going to be in it. So they're still looking for the another person, that other 6th person to team up with the Rock and Roll Express, who those guys are also old as fuck and still out here going.
His man Arn Anderson is still there. Get Arn.
Arn is, I know. I think Arn is.
Arn
was smart. No, Arn was smart and walked away long ago.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be Tommy Dreamer. No, I don't know.
I know.
There was a rumor for a while that it might have been Hulk Hogan.
Yes, I did hear that
too.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's been shut down. It's not going to be Hulk Hogan.
I think even the doctors told Hulk he should never wrestle again.
Yeah, he had some pretty major surgery last year.
He definitely did.
Yeah, dude, all those leg drops.
And he was going through it bad, so I would think he would want to just fall back because I heard he was pretty bad at one point, so lost weight and everything. So I would think he'd want to just live the rest of his life out being the Hulk, just being Terry Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and I guess if he does come back, they're gonna have him for those Saudi tours. That's where they love him over there.
Well, yeah, just to talk, just to come out and say, yeah, eat your vitamins in the holster,
Take your steroids and take your vitamins.
Brother.
That's all you really need from him, though.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Sorry.
Let me tell you something, brother. Yes, sir.
Well, that's all I got for news and rumors. If you guys got anything else, you've been hearing? I did. Oh, real quick, I did see. I didn't get to watch it. The AEW pay-per-view. I saw CM Punk is now the current AEW champion, which made me so fucking happy. And FTR are tag team champions right now. Is that true? Did I see that right?
Oh,
I do not know.
But I did see that they had the Hardy Boys beat the Young Bucks.
Yeah, the Hardy Boys beat Matt and them.
Yeah. I saw there was Eddie Kingston match.
I was really sad about Ruby Soho losing.
Yeah.
But it was a great pay-per-view, man. It was great. It was great wrestling. I know that much.
Yeah, it looked great, and I'm happy for CM Punk. I just want now. It's like, how long are you gonna hold it, and who's gonna be the next guy to take it from you? Because
Brian and
Brian, that'd be a good one.
Mox.
Maybe Adam Cole even.
Oh yeah, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole and Britt Baker both won the Owen Hart match, the tournament. That's I know.
That was. That couple thing. I guess they just did it as a couple thing,
Yes.
Yeah, it had no I don't know. I don't know what to think of.
That's all I got for news and rumors. If you guys got anything else.
No, I think you said all the rumors I heard also. I think.
Yeah. Did you guys see Curtis Axel was back? Curtis Axel was part of the Michael McGillicuddy, Mr. Perfect son.
Oh, I seen him.
He was
wasn't he breaking up Cody and?
Yeah, he was. And I was like,
yeah.
And I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in that meme. I was like, that's Curtis Axel, Michael McGillicuddy, Mr. Perfect son. Yeah. So he's back.
So brought him back. Didn't they release him?
Yeah, that was a while ago that they released him.
I know they released him, so they must have found another role for him in the back then.
Yeah. The only other person I saw that they brought Jeff Jarrett back in an executive
did they?
position. Yeah. So that's good. Okay, I guess
that's another good mind to have around. I mean,
Yeah. I don't think anybody else has gotten fired, thankfully.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that doesn't happen again soon.
I'm hoping they do good with the talent they have right now. I mean, still it's some potential going on, and I really feel like Cody coming over opened up a lot of doors. So we'll see. Like, I mean, just the rumor. I mean, the MJF rumor. I mean, MJF. I mean, that's one of the biggest rumors going around with him being unhappy with AEW. But you never know. That could be a work because he's really good at doing his job too. So he's really good at being the heel and making people believe, the opposite. But only time will tell, I guess.
Well, guys, that's it for news and rumors.
Thanks for having me.
No, I still got some more stuff. We're not done here. We're not done until I say we're done. I have some trivia for you guys.
Okay.
So some Hell in a Cell trivia. And,
wow.
I got some little music to play in the background of our Hell in a Cell, and you know what I'm doing? I'm just gonna play the music. And if you guys can guess before the song is over, just blur it out. But got the little music here. So who has performed in the most Hell in a Cell matches? I'm not even gonna give you guys an option. What do you think? Gonna say The Undertaker. What are you thinking there, Dave?
I'm gonna say Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. Well, Dre, you are correct. Yeah, it is The Undertaker. Do you know how many times, how many matches he's been in?
I guess that was given.
How many he's done?
How many he's done? It's crazy.
Let's see. He's done Shawn. He did Mankind. He's done Lesnar. He's done. I think he did Mankind twice.
Yeah, come on, Dave. Can you guess how many? It's a. I'll give you a hint. It's in the teens. Believe it or not.
Holy shit! Okay,
Right?
then I was way off because I ain't about to sit here and think of all of the teens. Let's say 13,
14.
Damn.
Wow. And you know what? You know why I messed up? Because I was thinking elimination chamber matches. That's what I was thinking with Randy Orton.
Yeah. So Taker has been in 14, and he's won 8 out of those.
That's great.
So he's not only has he won the most, but he's also lost the most. And the next person would be Triple H, who's 6-3.
Oh wow.
That's crazy, right? Both those guys are retired.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I got another fact was Triple H was the only guy to win it back-to-back 3 times in a row against Y2J, Kevin Nash, and HBK. All right, guys.
Not surprised.
How about saying, is that surprising?
I know, right?
Me being a Triple H guy, I like that. So, all right, guys. Who created the original concept for the Hell in a Cell? Was it Vince McMahon? Was it Bruce Pritchard? Or was it Jim Cornette?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Bruce Pritchard. My initial thought, I was thinking, freaking, damn it, what's I originally thought it might have been one of the Briscoes or Patterson.
Nope.
But okay, I'll go with Bruce Pritchard.
I'm gonna go with Pritchard too.
Don't tell me it was Cornette.
Jim Cornette. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I didn't think he was still with the company then.
I got one more for you guys. Who were the first women in the Hell in a Cell? And what title was it for?
First women.
Wasn't it Oh man. Was it Sasha and Bailey?
And the fact that you say which title means it wasn't just the women's title. It was probably either a Raw or a SmackDown. It had to have been one of the specific ones.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And you say women, I'm thinking maybe more than I'm sitting there trying to rationalize, and I have no idea whatsoever. I'm thinking maybe something recent. So fairly recent. I'm gonna say Becky Lynch and
I just know Sasha was in there. I just know it was Sasha. I just can't remember.
I have no idea.
Ooh.
I'm
All right,
blanking.
so it was Sasha and Charlotte in 2016
Charlotte
for the Raw Women's Championship. 2016.
I knew
That's
it
such a
was
long
Sasha,
time ago.
Yeah,
But it feels recent,
with Sasha
right?
being in the first ever one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
I just forgot who she fought.
That is crazy. Wow.
Man,
Wow.
should have known it was Charlotte though.
Mm.
Should have known it was Charlotte. She had to have that milestone.
Yeah, so I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to bring some trivia to the table. You know, I think it's a little fun. Some fun facts. Really, just any kind of, you know, maybe some of these, that news could have been, you know, true or not, but we don't know. This is what we hear.
Yeah.
This is how we hear it just as fast as everybody else who listens to the podcast. We just want to bring it to you so you don't have to search the internet for it. And we'll watch plenty of shit Raw and SmackDown, and we'll let you know about it. Dave, how did you enjoy being on your first episode and your first podcast?
Yes, you do. It was great.
Yeah, you think you're gonna? You think we'll have another date here? You think you'll come back?
Oh, of course. I have to. I think I'm gonna have to come back before Money in the Bank, maybe, because you know it's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I feel tides are going to change soon. I feel like something's going to happen before Money in the Bank. I just feel it in my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
All right. Well, Dre, if anybody wants to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Discord under the name Outlaw Star.
Yeah, on our Discord. Dave, you just recently joined our Discord as well. If people want to reach out and find you, where can they get you? Where on the social media?
On social media?
Yeah, if somebody wants to reach out and talk to you, man. Maybe people like
reach out and talk to me.
Yeah, and tell you not to ever come back on our podcast ever again.
Get me on. I mean, you can get me on Instagram, Chef Boyar Beans.
Yeah, and you know, if anybody else wants to reach out to our podcast, we want some reviews. You know, if you guys have any questions you want answered on the podcast, we'll read all the 5-star reviews for sure. Just email me at semidrychicken@gmail.com, or, you know, reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter at semidrychicken. We also have a Discord. You can find that through the link on both pages, and if not, just let me know. And if you have any complaints about the podcast, please write it on the back of a $20 bill, and, you know, just send it in, and we'll take care of that for you. You know. Well, guys, I think it's time to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go get in my air conditioned bed, you know, because I have to work early in the morning.
Air conditioned bed? What the fuck?
Because the air conditioner on my bed's probably gonna feel like a sauna. I mean, I feel like a frozen Arctic when I get in there.
Well, I'm
so
glad
it's an air conditioned bed.
I'm glad nobody could hear my air conditioner during this podcast. Well, we don't know. It'll come out. I'll get one review. 4 stars. It would have been 5 if I didn't hear that guy's air conditioner in the background the whole time.
Nah, you're good, bro. I don't hear anything.
It's fucking hot.
And his name is John C.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
No, it's true.
damn true.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh yeah? Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Bye, have a great time.